Hello friends, I hope you are over the moon. Now I am going to explain a fairy song from 7th class English, Sem 1, Unit 4. In this video, you are going to know 6 aspects. Number 1, background of the poem, glossary. Number 3, summary. Number 4, rhyming scheme. Number 5, language devices. Number 6, iambic meter. But I am not going to explain about the poet William Shakespeare. Okay, let us start our poem. A fairy song is taken from Shakespeare's comedy play, from which we have taken this a fairy song poem from comedy play, that is A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is the comedy play of William Shakespeare. What is the comedy play of William Shakespeare? A Midsummer Night's Dream. So this poem is from particularly Act 2, Scene 1. Act 2, Scene 1. So in this comedy play, A Midsummer Night's Dream, we find a main character, that is Titania. Is a character in William Shakespeare's 1595-1596, a play in Midsummer Night's Dream. In the play, she is the queen of the fairies. Who is the queen of the fairies in this Midsummer Night's Dream? That is Titania. Okay, so this is the background of the poem, A Fairy Song. And let us see the present poem for 7th class. So that is here. Let me sing it for you. Okay. See friends, I am not a good singer, but I try to sing it. Over hill, over dale, thorough bush, thorough briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, thorough fire, I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's spear, and I saw the fairy queen to dave her ups upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coat spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their savers. I must go seek some dewdrop here, and hang a pearl in every cowslips here. So this is the song, but don't think man, because I am not a well singer. So in this poem we can see the rhyming scheme. So here see the end of the words which sounds same. Dale, here pale. So here we give A, here A, and next briar, fire. Here we give B, B. So this is the AB scheme. AB scheme. And see next one. Here we have everywhere, and here spear. So here where and spear pronouns same. So this is C. Here C. C. Okay. And next one is here we have queen. Queen is the word. And next one green. Next one is the green. So green, queen pronounce the same. Sorry. Here queen, here green. These two pronouns the same. So here we give D. Next here B and C. These pronouns same. So E. Next favors, savors. These are the rhyming words. So here F and F. And here ear. These are the same rhyming. So here we give G. Okay. And next one is, so this is the rhyming scheme. And see from beginning AB, CC, DD, EE, FF, GG. This is the rhyming scheme of the poem a fairy song which was written by William Shakespeare in his comedy play A Midsummer Night's Dream. Let us see the glossary of the poem. See, here we have a dale. Dale means what? An open river valley. Okay, we can see, that means in a hilly area, so we can see two hills. Okay, and in between the two hills we can see a river flowing, that is called river valley. Next, here we have thorough. Thorough means it is a old spelling of through. Okay, next, briar. Briar means tangled moss of prickly plants. And next, pale. Pale means a wooden strip forming part of fence. Next, wander. You know very well this one. Move about aimlessly or without any destination, often search of food or employment. Okay, and next, swifter. Swifter means what? Faster. Swifter means faster. Next, to dave her abs. So here dave is the main verb, but dave is a, what is dave? Dave is a noun, but here it is used as a verb. In this poem, dave has been used as a verb. So verb which could mean to place tiny drops. Drops means abs of water that form on cool surface at night when atmosphere vapor condense. So dave means what? Vapor. What type of vapor? Atmosphere vapor. Next, cowslips. It is very important. Cowslips means, the cowslips is a yellow flower. What is that? Yellow flower. This is very important. Okay, so in this poem, these cowslips are the queen. This cowslip is the queen for the fairy. Okay, next, these cowslips belongs to primrose family. These cowslips belong to primrose family. Next, pensioners. Pensioners means who? Followers or dependents. Followers or dependents. See the next meaning here, rubies. Rubies, a red gemstone. Favors, an act of gracious or kindness. An act of gracious or kindness. Freckle. Freckles means a small brownish spot of the pigment melanin on the skin. Okay. Next, savors. Savors means get enjoyment from, take pleasure in. Savors means get enjoyment from, take pleasure in. Next, dave drops. Dave drops means drop of dave. Okay, so these are the meanings of our glossary of a fairy song. See here the summary of the poem. Okay, in this poem there is a fairy. Who is that? Fairy that keeps going around and spreading dewdrop on every flower he comes. This fairy goes to everywhere, and it spreads the dewdrops on every flower. The flowers are known as cowslips. And which flower this fairy spreads the dewdrops? Which one? Cowslips. So that is the fairy queen for fairy. And she is spreading dewdrops on them. So this fairy queen is spreading the dewdrops on where? On cowslips. That is the flower. And next, he refers those flowers are her fairy queen. So who are the fairy queen? These flowers, all these flowers. What flowers? Cowslips flowers are the fairy queen for fairy. Cowslips are the queen pensioners, which means that the queen is giving away something in return, just like an employee gets a pension in return of his service to his employer at work. So here the fairy is a employee. The fairy is a employee. The fairy queen is employer. So this fairy serves the cowslips. In return, the fairy queen is giving a pension for fairy. Okay. Next, he said that he does everything what fairies do. She explained that she wanders various places. So this fairy wanders, here she means fairy wanders various places, different places like briars, fires, dales, parks and floods, quickly to serve the queen of fairy by dropping dewdrops. So how does this fairy do service to fairy queen? By dropping dewdrops. Okay, over the bushes and grass. So it drops, the fairy drops the dewdrops on the bushes and on the grasses. It does because the fairy favors and she tries making them smell good. Okay, the poem is all about fairy serving the fairy queen. So this poem, all this poem tells us what is that? A fairy serving the fairy queen. That is the main theme of this poem. What is the theme of this poem? A fairy serving the fairy queen. That is the theme of this poem. Okay. Okay friends, let us see language devices. In this poem, a fairy queen, the poet used a hyperbole. Hyperbole means what? What is hyperbole? So here we have see the definition. Hyperbole means exaggerated statements or claims not meant to be taken literally. So hyperbole means exaggeration. Okay. So here the examples are thorough flood, thorough fire. In this poem, the poet William Shakespeare used what is that? Hyperbole, thorough flood, thorough fire. And next another one, swifter than the moon's spear. In these two sentences, in these two lines, Shakespeare used hyperbole. Okay. And next one is personification. In line 14, the poet used personification. Line 14, the poet Shakespeare used personification. What is the personification? Already I told you in Indian viewers, and let us see here also. The attribution of a personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human. So personification means comparing what is that? Personal nature to non-human. That is the personification. Here is the example in line 14. And hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Cowslips, these are the flowers. Okay, cowslip is a flower, but it does not have any ear. So how could it put a pearl like a woman? So it is impossible. Okay, so here the poet comparing the pearl's ear, sorry, the cowslip's ear and human being's ear. This is about personification. Okay, and next one is simile. And next one is simile. In line 6, in line 6, Shakespeare used simile. The comparison, what is the simile? The comparison of one thing with another thing of different kind. One thing of different kind. That is the simile. So comparing two things or two persons is a simile. Already I told you we use like and as to compare two things in a simile, but that is not possible in personification. Okay, see here the example, line 6. Swifter than the moon's spear. Swifter than the moon's spear. So it is not, so sorry, it is compared with than. Here the poet used than to compare moon's spear and swifter. Okay, sorry, the fairy. And next one is alliteration. What is alliteration? The occurrence of the same letter or sound. In Indian viewers also we got many alliterations. So here is a examples such as, see the lines 1, 2, that means in the poem. In the poem we can see alliteration in the lines 1, 2, 3. Here there is no 4 and 5, 6, no 7, 8, 9, no 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So in these all lines we have the alliteration, except what is that? 4 lines. Except 4 lines we have alliteration in 10 lines in the poem. What are the lines which you do not have alliteration? 4, 5, 6 and 10. In these lines we do not have alliteration. Okay, so next move towards sonnet. Sonnet means what? Sonnet means a little song. Sonnet means a little song. Already the title itself tells us a fairy song. The title itself tells us little song. So this is a song. This sonnet has 14 lines. This sonnet has 14 lines. Next one, this is very important thing for us, on which you have to focus. See here, this is a sound device. What is a sound device here used in this poem? Iambic meter. What is that? Iambic meter. In this poem, iambic meter is used. What is an iambic meter? What is an iambic meter? An iambic is a metrical foot of poetry. This is the very important thing that we should keep in our mind. A metrical foot of poetry consisting of 2 syllables. Syllable means what? The combination of consonant and vowel is equal to 1 syllable. Okay, one consonant plus 1 vowel is equal to 1 syllable. Okay, so if we have such type of 2 syllables, that is a metrical foot of poetry. What is a metrical foot of poetry? 2 syllables. So these 2 syllables are again used as metrical foot of poetry. An unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. So first we have unstressed syllable and next stressed syllable. Okay, next there are different variation of iambic meter depending on how many iambs are in a line of poetry. Okay, so 2 syllables is a metrical foot of poetry. Okay, if we get 2 metrical foot of poetry, what is that called? If we get 3, if we get 4, if we get 5, if we get 6, what are they called? Let us see what they are called. See here we have iambic meter, iambic diameter. Iambic diameter means a line of poetry with two iambs. So if we have two iambs in a line, that is iambic diameter. Di means 2, tri means 3, tetra means 4, penta means 5, hexa means 6, hepta means 7. Okay, if we have 3 iambs in a line, that is trimeter. If we have 4 iambs, that is a tetrameter. If we have 5 iambs, that is a pentameter. If we have 6 iambs, it is a hexameter. If we have 7 iambs, it is a heptameter. So what is a iamb? A metrical foot of poetry which has 2 syllables is a iamb. Okay, so this is about a fairy queen. Thank you very much, friends.